Alright, what's going on, brothers and sisters and fellow citizens of YouTube? Once again doing a video response. So those who normally watch my channel and my subscribers, of course whenever I do a response I always address you first before I get to lashing out or interacting with whoever I'm responding to. Now, as far as my brother, I've quite missed the name because I was so kind of, I guess, disappointed and upset with the things were being spoken here. I mean, whoever gave whatever, however you studied that, it is so inaccurate and so wrong. But instead of me basing, I ain't gonna say my opinion, I'm gonna get reference to the scripture to kind of challenge you on that, to show you where there are some inaccuracies. Okay, let's go to Jacob and Esau in Genesis chapter 25. You know, I need to be laying down for work from my other job. Just check my email and browse through, watch a couple of videos, but this one in particular I couldn't sit still on because I was just totally disagreeing. But Jacob and Esau, okay, chapter 25 verse 23. The Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. So it says they shall be separated. Then the key word right here in 23 is 2 nations are in your womb. So womb. So if 2 nations are in Rebecca's womb, and it's saying they shall be 2 separate people, Esau cannot be considered a Hebrew. There is nowhere in the scripture where it says Esau or his descendants are considered Hebrews. But Jacob's descendants were considered Hebrews, but Esau's people was considered a different people. That's why they got labeled as Edomites. All Esau's people, Edomites. Then it goes to the genealogy and so forth. The only people that was considered Hebrew was those who came from Jacob. So Esau cannot be a Hebrew. You cannot show me one scripture in here. I haven't even seen in your video one scripture where it says Esau is a Hebrew or his descendants are Hebrews. Yes, he may have came from a Hebrew father or from a Semite, but still, yet he is a separate person. It's just like an albino person. They consider black, but still the skin color, the hair texture, whatever, even though they considered black, they still looked at as being different or separate from the black race because they don't look like the rest. But they consider black by blood. But in this case, Esau is considered different or separate by prophecy as far as being 2 separate nations. So Esau was never ever in the scripture considered a Hebrew. He was never considered a Hebrew. Now if Esau was considered a Hebrew, then he would have been blending in, living amongst his fellow Hebrew brothers. But he wasn't he? He was in Mount Seir. And when the Israelites, if you read in Deuteronomy, when the Israelites crossed through Mount Seir, the people or the Edomites or the descendants of Esau acted like they was afraid of the Israelites. And then also in scripture here is saying when Israel fell in Deuteronomy that the Esau rejoiced. Actually that's Ezekiel chapter 35, saying how they rejoiced when Esau fell, when Israel fell, when they was enslaved, etc. So if this is their fellow Hebrew brothers, they was Hebrew brothers, they would have never been fighting against one another. They would have never looked at each other as 2 separate people. So brother, you need to study about the civil rights movement. You need to study Genesis 15 and 13 about the 400 years of slaves and being 2 separate people, 2 separate nations, black and white, colored and Caucasian. See, that's the 2 separate people right there. Should be 2 separate people. Now if you try to give reference to that as far as with Ishmael, it gives account about Ishmael, about all of his brothers living in hostility towards one another. But mainly, I want to see, could I flip to that real quick? Probably gotta go a little to the front, because Ishmael, it says, it talks about Ishmael brothers living amongst each other and fighting, but it's totally separate from Isaac, totally separate. Anyway, I'll get to Ishmael later. But zooming in back on Esau, let's go to Genesis 27:38. It said, Esau said to his father, do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father. Then Esau wept aloud. His father Isaac answered him, your dwelling will be away from the earth's riches, away from the door of heaven above. You will live by the sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck. So here it is when it says in Deuteronomy, a fierce nation shall swoop down like an eagle and gather up the Israelites. Esau's descendants became fierce because at first they was afraid of the Israelites, but they became this fierce nation, and that fierce nation was known as Rome. The Romans was this rugged, fierce, one carrying people. That's Esau's descendants turning into the fierce nation that end up coming over and capturing and enslaving the Israelites in the first place. That's where the fierce nation came. And this is the prophecy, when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck. So once again, separation. Separation, never consider the Hebrew in the Most High eyes. Ever. There's not one scripture where the Most High, the Father, is saying that Esau is considered a Hebrew. Not one. Let's move on. I wanted to show something else. Okay. As far as with Jacob, the blessing was to Jacob, may God give you of heaven's dew and of earth's riches, in abundance of the grain and new wine. May nations serve you and peoples bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may the sons of your mothers bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed. Now, Esau's descendants inherited the earth's riches. Now, where is the earth's riches? Esau being away from the earth's riches, but the descendants of Jacob inheriting the earth's riches. The earth's riches is located in Africa. Africa being the richest continent in the world. All of the USA's natural resources come from Africa, or majority of them. They said this on the news recently at CNN about all those rainforests and all those different things getting destroyed. I was watching Anderson Cooper. He was doing a video segment, and he was like, the USA's natural resources are being affected in Africa. All the rich soil, every type of resource you can need over in Africa. And we know Canaan was a part of Africa. Canaan was a part, along with Egypt. So they inherited that part, or they inherited the earth's riches, which was Jacob. Of course, I'm sure you know about the history when Jerusalem got invaded. Israel fled in the deep parts of Cush, which is now known as Africa, and tried to hide out, tried to escape the punishment or the wrath of the Most High. But they still got encountered. Still got encountered and still enslaved. But bottom line is, those people were natives to that land. They was natives to the land of diamonds, gold, silver, copper, all of that, natives. But Esau's descendants was away from the earth's riches, and says shall live by the sword. What do the Romans live by? The sword. In the Marines today, when they do the commercial, what do the Marines hold as a symbol of honor? The sword. The few, the proud, the many. They have a sword. In medieval times, they knighted them with the sword. The knight got honored with a sword by dubbing the knight from ear to ear. So, bruh, you really need to reconsider what you're teaching, and peace be unto you.